Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your brother in the struggle coming right back at you with this truth. Not my truth, but the Creator's truth. Are you ready for the truth? Will you accept the truth, or will you resist it? As we human, by our very nature, we fight it, we resist it. What I'm about to read to you is I do with all my love. All my videos are based upon love for my human brothers and sisters, regardless of where you're coming from. Believe me, when I tell you, we were not created to die. We were not created to be destroyed. Okay? We were not created to become sinners, to become prisoners of our own circumstances. We were created to be freedom-loving creatures, to live forever on this planet. But obviously, as the laws applies to all creation, whether it is in the spiritual realm or whether it is in the physical realm, there are laws to be obeyed. Okay? And the law says it goes by these eternal rules: action, reaction, cause and effect. It's pretty simple. Straight up and down common sense. So, here I am coming at you to read some of this, but don't forget the links that I will share with you. There are many people that come on YouTube and do their analysis on this and that. They talk about this and that, but they don't go deep into the root. They even mention the name God, while they blatantly disobey Him. Right? Anyway, let us begin. Let me read you these things right here. Please pay close attention as we move forward. See, we humans, by our very nature, have corrupted ourselves by disobeying the one who created us. Because just in case you didn't know, the reality is that whether you realize this or not, whether you want to see the reality or not, we are a perfectly created creation, living soul, created in the image of the one who created us. So by our very essence, but by our very essence, we subconsciously love to be lied to. We cherish to be deceived. For this is the way sin enters our minds and hearts. Hence the reason we die. For death is the weight of sin. The wages of sin is death. Now, what is sin? Plain and simple, disobeying the natural laws, which affect our physical stability. So as we as a creation on this planet, as we expanded and grew as a sinning creation all over this flat earth of ours. Our human evil nature has gotten the best of us as we move forward to self-destruct ourselves as a creation on a daily basis through the endless means that there are, which have been instilled in us as the evil-possessed creatures, as the evil-possessed souls that we have become. So the Creator decided to give us a second chance. He decided to start all new with an obeying family that obey Him, Noah and his sons, and destroy all the evil ones, the fallen angels that lie with human females and bear them sons and daughters who became giants. And they became men of renown. So God destroyed all of them through the flood. So the Creator decided to give us a second chance. But instead of going through, instead of growing in understanding, we kept going back to our lower selves by disobeying, and even challenging, and even questioning our Creator. And then this turned us into the ravaging, eternally complaining creatures that we are today more than ever. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, there was a video that was deleted from YouTube, from my account, because somebody felt offended or something. Because I mean, there was no justification for it. I even asked, when I appealed this decision by YouTube, I even said, can you point out exactly where I violated the rules, the community guidelines? Because this channel is about love. It's about giving a different perspective and understanding our present state of our present human state, which is miserable, and why we're suffering, understanding our conditions, how we got here and how we are going to get out of it. Let's keep going. There's somebody complaining and they decided to, I don't understand it. I'm still waiting for an explanation. I asked them, but they decided again to remove. But it's okay. Hey, let us be aware that let us accept the reality. This is not conspiracy theory. The fact of the matter is that this is the last human generation. There's no more next generation. This is it. That's it. It's done. It's over. The turkey is done. It's burned up. And we humans have been the turkey. We are the turkey. So this turned us into the ravaging, eternally complaining creatures that we are today more than ever. And through this, we have become illogical creatures, which blind our spiritual wonders from the eyes of consciousness, of spiritual consciousness. So you see, so everything is topsy-turvy. Up is down, down is up. Okay? That's how illogical and ridiculous we have become. And since death has become the bride that we despise and fear the most, knowing that we cannot escape her, or negotiate with her. For the one that created as a consequence of our disobedience. So now we have endless means of killing off God's people. But I have a question for them. How can one negotiate with whom owns everything in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm? And his name is the Almighty, the great I am. Now, here are some of the ways that they are and have been killing God's people of Israel. They say, ignorance is bliss. Keep them in the dark. Okay? We have been slave. We have been slay. And we have been laid. And this is in the story of Deuteronomy 28. Read it and you see what I'm talking about. Number 2, one of these days I will read it for you and explain it to you. 2, working and exploiting their emotions. See? Because I'm talking to you as if they are talking. Just make believe that the people that rule this planet, that have come to rule this planet through the lineage, through the bloodlines, ladies and gentlemen, make believe that it's them talking to you now. See? So let us work and exploit their emotions. And boy, have they. So you see, they create a problem. They wait for people's reaction, then they come up with the solutions. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I respect Black Lives Matter concept, but they have to understand that they are being misguided because the people that are guiding them are George Soros. The same guy that created Antifa. And this is public knowledge. So I don't understand it. So I appreciate their concept. They want to make a more fair world, especially when it comes to the abuse committed by police officer to our black people. But you got to understand one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Have you gone to the root of the problem? Do you understand what's going on here? There's no such thing as racism. Okay? Get that off your mind. These are just distractions of the minds that work your heart to do evil. You got to understand that the people that rule this planet worship the God of this world, which is the devil, Satan. These people hate God's people, which are the Negroes, the Hispanics, and what they call the Indians. And they exploit our people's emotions all over the world. Little do we know that they have a surprise in store for us. See, because when you are a friend of the world, you are an enemy of God. James 4. I've read it to you many a times. The world has gone astray. And you want the world to say, to worship you, to kiss your boots, to wash your feet. No. Number 3, let us give them religions to make them believe that they are worshiping the God that they disobeyed against. See, by giving us religions, you see, they pacify God's people. They blinded them. So they gave us their religions, a realignment of the religions to make people believe, God's people, because God's people are the most spiritual people on this planet. So they gave us false gods and false religions. Just like it says in Deuteronomy 28. We are living under the curses, ladies and gentlemen, because we have disobeyed our Creator. Number 4, politics. Make them involved in men's affairs to make them think that they now have a voice, when in reality they don't. So you see, that's when I say that we have always been played. We had a black president, and it was the worst conditions that black people in America had, and they knew it, and they know it. So, do not believe for a moment in politicians. And by the way, your vote does not count. Let me make a prediction for you. Donald Trump will be your next president and the last president in the United States. The Pope will be the last Pope. Pope Francis. Because I'm saying again, let me remind you again, this is the last generation. This is it. Number 5, the education system requires of them that they need to do good in school. And they must obey a brainwashing system. Oh, but before that, they need their vaccine. They need to have their vaccines in order. Number 6, legalize recreational drugs. Let us legalize recreational drugs to make sure that their mental doors will always be open for demon angels to come in and possess them. Number 7, let us give them fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Popeye, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Wendy's. Let us give them that, so this way we will softly kill them. Number 7. Okay? And how are we going to softly kill them? By putting all chemicals in those fast food restaurants. All the GMO'S that they go. In fact, some of the burgers in McDonald's, they have baby parts in them. Yeah, aborted kids. Kids that have been, you talk about justice. Ladies and gentlemen, millions upon millions of kids have been aborted ever since 1973, Roe versus Wade, in the United States alone. That's the most coward way of killing somebody. Bunch of cowards. Because they're evil. They don't care. They hate life. Number 8. Let us create diseases to bring down communities, countries, nations, and empires by collapsing their economies. So this way, we can offer much blood to our god Satan, just like we did with the tribe of God, the ones we decided to call Indians, to demean them. Okay? The Native American Indians. Let us also exploit their fear of death and make them wear a mask as the nice little obedient kids that they are. And in the process, by wearing a mask, let them look like in a Masonic, what we do in a Masonic rite, in the Masonic rituals. So, now that we have them, you see what they do? They disobey their God on a daily basis, but they obeyed us by putting on their mask. And soon they will obey us even more by accepting our vaccines as if we care about them. Because we love them so much. And here are the characters of this almost comical but tragic movie, along with the information and disinformations. Bill Gates. That man is the Bill Gates of hell. This man is evil, inherently evil. His dad was the biggest head in Planned Parenthood. They're eugenics, ladies and gentlemen. They love to have the power, who's going to live and who's going to die. But as long as you are right with your Creator, only He decides. And those people will pay the price. Let us continue. Who? The World Health Organization. They're already talking about the second wave. In the meantime, you see how they play? In the meantime, let us put Fauci, Dr. Fauci out there and tell them that no, there won't be a second wave, but things can never go back to normal. The CDC says, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a nice movie, a nice horror movie for you all. And millions upon millions of you will die. Number 5, Donald Trump, the apprentice guy. This pandemic is the apprentice. When they say you are fired, it really means you are dead. Remember when Donald Trump used to say you're fired, the apprentice? It really is going to mean, and it's been meaning that you are dead, ladies and gentlemen. So, George Floyd's death, ladies and gentlemen, was a tragic among many. But it was, like I previously said to you, this was all planned. Now, that doesn't mean that George Floyd is still alive. He's not. He's dead. He was a sacrifice. But it was planned. Remember who they got behind them. Wow, why did they plan this so good, Ruben? They got the devil. When it comes to something, I mean, look at the effect that it has had on the whole world. In Europe, people taking a knee, which is a Masonic ritual, a gesture. People don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Do you actually think that people care about the Negroes? About God's people? Do you think that they care about the lost 12 tribes of Israel? Zebulun, Reuben, Judah, which is the Negroes? Do you really think about that? We have been played, we have been laid, and we have been slain, and we are still being slain. George Floyd that young man was killed. And look how he exploded in the whole world. Don't you see that this was planned? Yeah, George Floyd, that brother is dead. But you know what? It is time for you to wake up and have a relationship, strong relationship with your Creator. All governments all over the world, even over here in Minnesota, the government said, oh, let's have 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Really? Just for George Floyd. Never mind that you people destroyed the Native Americans. Millions upon millions of them. What about taking a knee for them? What about taking a knee for the millions of kids that are being aborted on this planet? On a daily basis. What about the young people killing each other in Chicago? What about taking a knee for them? And what about all the brothers and sisters that have died through our history? Our black brothers and sisters. Oh no. It's just George Floyd. Say his name, they say. Wow. I feel for the family. It's out of their hands now. The young brother was sacrificed. Just like they do sacrifice in Hollywood. Remember, when you sell your soul to the devil in Hollywood, that's what they make you do. So to all my Black Lives Matter brothers and sisters out there, I'm just going to read one verse to you, and then I'm done. If we don't get stopped first. Chapter 4, verse 4. You adulterers and adulteresses, know you not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. So when you see the whole world, even companies, politicians, sport figures supporting you, don't you know what's going on? That you're being worked again. God is going to bring the change. The change upon this planet is going to come through our Creator, not through us. We are corrupted. We are evil. Let us admit who we are. That's how we start making the change. Become the change that you would like to become. Don't expect many blessings for the world and the world cheering for you. No. Look for your Creator. Let us go back as a people to our Creator. And these people will tremble in all of us. We don't need them. We never did. We've been suffering. And we were still, look at that brother that was killed in Atlanta, Georgia. Even though the brother resisted, there was still no justification for killing him. They could have shot him in the leg. They could have gone after him because the brother was drunk. They would have stopped him. How far was he going to go? But all of these people will face not the justice of men's justice, but in the final judgment before God. We all will. May God bless you. And I'll be praying for your brothers and sisters. I love you all. Because I made this video. Prove it to me that there's anything hate speech in this video. There are none. I want to wake yours up. Okay, so because our people have been sleeping for so long, that's why we've been suffering. And that's why we say racism. No, racism is just a distraction. These people hate us. They've been destroying us. It goes beyond racism. All right?